Okay, good morning and welcome to this chilly autumn morning if you are in the Southern Hemisphere. Today we have a earthy yoga flow. It's going to combine elements of yoga and it's going to combine elements of dance. I invite you to go at your pace, so I will offer a whole lot of things towards you. Decide what is best for your body today. This flow is designed to get you grounded, it's designed to help you feel uplifted, and we will build a bit of heat. But if you need to rest at any time, you've always got your child's pose, shavasana, whatever you need. And I invite you to just be as creative as you like. This is a non-traditional yoga flow in that it is drawn from contemporary dance. So feel free to just find your own versions of movement. Okay, let's get to the mat. So we're going to start seated, and whatever comfortable seat works for you. And then I invite you to just start circling that chest around a few times. So just finding any kinks in the body. And if you find that there is a place that feels a little tender, just stop, pause, and breathe into that, no matter how interesting or strange that looks. And make sure you go both ways. This is just a way of inviting some energy into the body and also saying hello to the body. So it's very early in the morning if you're practicing live. So be kind to your body. And then just coming into center, feeling that energy surging through the body already. We're going to go straight away into a version of Bidalasana, our cat and cow. So hands will be on the knees. You'll use your inhale, lift the chest, lengthen it towards the front of the room. Exhale, contract back of the heart towards the back of the room. You can hold onto the legs to create a bit of resistance. So inhale, opens that chest. The exhale contracts you round. So a few more like this in your breath, just allowing that breath to dictate how long that movement is for you. One more of these, and then we'll meet back in that neutral spine, just in the center. Same thing, take a moment to just feel that energy starting to spiral up the spine this morning. Great. So we're now going to come on to hands and knees. We'll take a few traditional Vidalasanas. So hands underneath the shoulders, knees stacked directly under the hips. On your inhale, you'll lift the chest, lengthen, have the tailbone reach to the sky. Exhale, tuck the chin, lift the back of the heart space. So your inhale is expanding you forward. The exhale is lifting the heart space up. And repeating this a few times in your own breath. You don't need to look at me, just feel into your body and decide how much movement in the spine feels good for you this morning. Last one, we're going to meet in that neutral spine. So we're going to take our hips a little bit further back now. So we're in a modified plank. And we're going to lower down towards the mat. Elbows squeeze in as we push down. And then come into Bhujangasana, just a little cobra pose. So a little one to start with. Then press into your hands, lift back into child's pose, curling that spine. Now from here, we're actually going to either do the same thing. So come up, lower down, come up. Or if you want to, you can scoop the chest through, keep the chest hovering, and then use your inhale into that cobra, then pressing back to exhale. So a few rounds of this now, really feeling the earth under your hands, opening into the spine, the heart space, pressing back. 3 more of these. You might start coming into an upward facing dog if it feels okay. Press into the earth, press the feet into the earth, then allow the hips to sink down towards the earth. Final one. And then we're going to meet in child's pose. Take your knees as wide as your mat. Sink the head either forward with the hands underneath or reach the hands forward. Taking a few breaths here and starting to breathe into that lower back. So sinking in to those hips, allow any tension to melt off and use the breath to help expand into that lower back, into that lower body. Great. 2 more breaths. And then when you are ready, hands will press firmly down, all 10 fingers, tuck your toes under. We're going to lift into down facing dog, pedal out the feet as much as we need to. Take a few moments here and then start to slowly walk the feet up towards the hands. Bend your knees as much as you need to. We're going to interlock the hands behind or holding onto elbows. Reach and bow forward, allowing those shoulders to open up a little bit. Maybe swaying side to side, building a little bit more heat. Head and neck release. And then release your hands. Bend the knees, roll vertebra by vertebra all the way up to standing. We're going to take a few moments in Tadasana. So either feet together, heels slightly apart, or taking a hip width distance for a bit more stability. Hands are going to go down to the side. And I invite you here to close down the eyes and just tune into my voice as we take a journey through the body. So first off, feeling those feet grounding, pressing down into the earth as if you have roots in those feet. And then from here, lifting energy up through the feet, through the arches of the feet. Lift the kneecaps towards the sky. Activate the front of those thighs. Then imagine as if you have a tailbone with a little weight on it that helps lengthen your lower spine. Belly draws in towards the spine to start activating and supporting the spine. And then we lift up through the crown of the head whilst our hands reach down in opposition. Lengthen up through the back of the neck. Take 3 more breaths here, maybe swaying side to side, forward and back, just feeling all those limits in the body and testing out the balance whilst feeling pretty grounded with those feet. Last breath here. And then shake out the hands, shake out the feet. We're going to start to flow. So I'm going to invite you to take your feet into a wide second position that we call it in dance. Just rotating the feet about 45 degrees. We're going to inhale the arms up overhead. As we exhale, keep that length, but come into a goddess squat. I'm going to pause here for a moment just to feel some alignment. We want to make sure our knees are stepping back towards the back of our mat so that our ankles and knees aren't being rolled in on. This just helps support that ankle and knee health. And bring the hands to the heart space. Use the hands to feel that strength between them. So pushing those hands together. 1 more breath here, maybe lowering the hips a little bit lower. Then on your next inhale, press through the feet to come to standing. We're going to flow like this 5 times. So we'll use the inhale breath, reaching up to the sky. Exhale, lowering the hips, keeping nice and tall. Inhale up. If it feels good to bring in a little bit of sideways motion as you come down, absolutely go for it. 3 more in your own breath. Really expansive, but anchoring down in those feet. Next inhale you have coming back to stretch knees. We're going to meet there. Now, option here to stay in this rotated position or to flip the heels out so that you're in parallel. It's going to depend on how your hips are feeling and how you want to move today. We're coming into Skandasana, and we're going to bend into one knee, take the arms in that lovely line, that mimics the leg. And then we bring the hands to the heart space. So you can do this in rotated position as well. So it'll look a bit more like this, that open position. Decide if that parallel or that open feels better. So the inhale brings you to the side. The exhale brings you back to center. The inhale expands you. The exhale brings you back. So whichever version you're doing, a few more each side. If you're in that rotated position, just think of drawing that knee back so we activate the glutes, we activate the inner thighs just to support our hips, knees, and ankles. A few more each side. If you want to make this a little bit more expressive, feel free to bring in different types of movement into the body. It doesn't need to be exactly the same. Great. Next exhale you have, let's meet with the hands, the heart space. Inhale, press up into standing. Now, if you haven't already flipped the toes, I invite you, I'm wearing socks today because it's quite cool where I am. Okay, we're going to rotate those legs in now, regardless of which version you did. We're going to take our arms to the back of our lower spine. We're going to use an inhale to lift up the chest. As we exhale, we'll hinge at the hips, bend as much as you need to come into a forward fold, Prasarita Paruttanasana. So head reaching down towards the floor. A few different options here for arms. You can have the elbows squeezing in. You could maybe hold on to the outer edges. You could hold on to the big toes. You can hold on to your elbows, reach forward, reach back. There are so many options, so decide what is best for you. Priority is in stretching out that whole back body. We're going to hold here for a few breaths, so relax the head and neck down. Keep grounding the feet as you stretch through the back body. Lift the hips high to the sky in opposition. Last breath here. And then from here, rolling vertebra by vertebra all the way up to standing. Okay, we're going to take this one more time. Inhale the hands behind, lift the chest high to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Now, a few different options here. You can stay in the stretch again, or if you'd like to start testing the balance, you lift the heels up. So I'll just turn to the side for a second, and you'll see that I'm lifting the heels up. It's a bit of a test. I'm putting quite a lot of pressure into the hands, but I'm also thinking of pushing the mat away as if I could levitate my legs off. So have a little play with that, just feeling those legs lift up as you push and earth down into the ground. Great. Now from here, either coming up, having a little rest if you'd like, you can bring the hands to the heart space, take a little time for meditation, or if you're keen to keep that energy flowing, next step is trying to kick the feet up towards the bottom. So you can take the hands a bit further forward so they're directly underneath your shoulders, press into the hands, and as if you could just kick your bottom. Now, the more you start thinking of tilting those hips over the hands, the more you're going to have that opportunity to suspend the hips. I'm actually realize I'm on a bit of an incline, so I've got an extra hard time of trying to get my hips over. So a little play with that, just start lifting up and down and see how soft you can land back onto the mat. That's it. See how soft it can be as you land down. One more of these playful bunny hops, and then we'll meet back in that forward fold. 3 breaths just to shake that out. Release the head and neck. Okay, from here we're going to transition into Malasana. So same thing, rotate the feet up, but bring them in about shoulder width distance. We're going to sink the hips down. If you need, you can place something underneath the buttocks to sit on, like a pillow, a block. You're going to take the elbows into those knees to help press them back. Bring the hands to the heart space. The pressing of the hands together helps lift and lengthen the spine. Now, you might find if you've got really tight calves that your heels won't go down to the ground. That's fine. Don't force them, but just feel that lengthening down. And then we're sinking those heels down. We're pressing the knees back, lifting the heart space up. If you like, you might close down the eyes for a few moments. Okay. If your eyes are shut, I invite you to open them up. And from here, press through your feet to stand all the way up to standing. Bring the hands up overhead. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart space. Okay. Final two postures that we're going to add before we start to flow a sequence with one breath at a time is our high lunge. So you're going to come to the side. You're going to take your back foot as far back as you want. If you're having a gentler practice today, you bring it in tighter. You lower and lengthen that spine, lift up through the front of the hip. If you want to make this a little bit stronger, then you start to walk that back foot back. Either version, imagine you're squeezing a pillow between your thighs to really activate those inner thighs to create some stability. And then finally, just because we love alignment, start to imagine this back hip rotating forward. So we're starting to work towards that square hip. Whoop. Okay. Wobbles are allowed. Hands to the heart space. We're actually going to open up and wrap around, and then open up and wrap around. So we're trying to keep the lower body as still as possible. We're using inhale to open, exhale to wrap. Inhale to open, exhale to wrap. And by keeping that lower body still, we're really telling the abdominal muscles that they need to do all the work. So it's open and wrap. Open and wrap. Let's do a few of these. Open and wrap. Open, wrap. One more each side. And then we're going to rotate over to the other side as glamorously as you can. Same thing. We're in that nice high lunge. Gentler, stronger. Lower and lengthen that spine, the tailbone down. Lift and lengthen that front hip, and then starting to work towards that equal frontal square hips. Okay, you know the drill here. We inhale to open, exhale to wrap. Inhale to open, exhale to wrap. Try and keep that lower body still. Ground down, but then lift the upper body. Good. A few more. Last on each side. And then just shake that out. Okay. So what we're going to do now is flow all the movements we've done today, one breath at a time. We're going to flow it a few times to get that heart rate up. Then we'll take a few gentle postures to finish out this practice today. So let's go back to the beginning. I'll take you through it slowly. We're going to rotate goddess pose. On our inhale, we lift the hands, lift the heart space. Exhale, sink those hips down, lift the heart space. Inhale, over to the side. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, over to the side. Exhale, back to center. Flip your toes forward. Inhale, lift the heart space. Exhale, forward fold. Either rise on the toes or stay here or take your little bunny hop, then rotate out into your malasana. Yep, so just do that transition one more time. You're either staying here, you're either rising and lowering, or you're bunny hopping down. Then you gently rotate those knees out. Take malasana. Press through the feet. Inhale to come up. And then exhale, we're going to come over to our lunge. Inhale, exhale, contract. Inhale, exhale to change you over. Then you've got inhale, exhale to contract. Inhale, exhale, and then the inhale brings you back. At the very end, you have a moment of just adding in some creative energy before we rotate back out to start again. So let's take this flow together, nice and slow. Hands to the heart space, grounding down, inhaling up. Exhale, sinking low. Inhale, Skandasana. Exhale, hands to the heart space, earthing down. Inhale, over to the side. Exhale, sinking down. Good. Inhale, breathe the hands behind, lift the chest up. Exhale, forward fold. Bunny hop or rising on the toes, lift up and down, rotate out, Malasana. Take a breath here. Feel those hips earth down. Press into the feet. Use an inhale to press you up and exhale. Now let's inhale, over and expand. Exhale and contract. Inhale over, exhale over to the other side. Then we inhale, open and expand. Exhale, contract. Inhale, open and expand. Exhale, contract. Use the inhale to breathe you back. Same thing, some movement, some creative feels before we reset and start again. My friends, we are going to take this 2 more times. So if you want to follow me, I will be talking us through it. I will be demonstrating it. Follow me, or just go in your own pace. Go in your own time. 2 more rounds. Here we go. Inhale, goddess up. Exhale, goddess down. Inhale, over to the side, Skandasana. Exhale, back to the center. Inhale, over to the side as deep as you want. Exhale, down. Inhale, rotate, lift the chest high. Exhale, forward fold. Either stay or do a little bunny hop, then gently rotate into Malasana. Take a breath here. Feel those hips grounding. Now press into the feet. Use an inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bring the hands heart center. Rotating into the high lunge. Use your inhale to open. Exhale, contract and twist. Inhale to open. We're going to go all the way over to the other side. Contract as you exhale. Inhale, open to the front. Expand and contract. Inhale, open. Exhale, down. Last inhale. And on that exhale and a few breaths, feel free. Just add in a little bit of your own movement. Now we're going to take this 1 more time. I've actually decided I'm going to be quiet. I will do it. So if you need to follow me, just look forward. Otherwise, enjoy this flow. Last round. When you're finished your round, there's no rush. Take a few moments and then slowly find your way to Tadasana. Slowly come to stillness, and I invite you to close down the eyes or soften the gaze and feel that energy circulating through the body and enjoy it. Three more breaths, just starting to calm down that heart rate. Tune into the feet, feel them earthy, feel them grounded. Then tune into the crown of the head and feel that opposition, that lightness, that lifting. And when you're ready, slowly making your way down to the ground, however feels right for you, come down into a seated position. Now, we did a lot of glute work in that. We had to fire up the back body there. So let's stretch it out a little bit, either cross-legged like I am right now, or a little bit more intense, popping that foot on top, flexing the foot to just support the ankle there. Or if you're feeling super flexy today, you'll take Gomukhasana and just stack those knees on top. And then from here, you can either stay upright for a few breaths or allow yourself to fold forward. We're going to hold for 5 deep breaths that breathe into the buttocks, that breathe into the lower back to create that space. If thoughts start to come up in the mind, see if you can anchor back into that deep breath. You've got 2 more breaths here. Really commit. And then slowly coming up, rotating the legs, switch the legs. So you've either got your cross-legged, you've got your flex toes on top, or you've got Gomukhasana, that cow face posture with the knees stacked. Staying upright or reaching forward. 5 deep, committed breaths. Last 2 breaths. Anchor those hip bones down. Soften. Breathe into that tension. And then coming up gently. Okay, final posture before we enter into a brief Shavasana. Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet are together. Now, 2 ways of doing this, and just decide what feels best for you. You've got the option of really drawing those heels in towards the groin. Then you can use the elbows to press you down, or you can lengthen up. Or make a diamond shape. That sometimes helps release into the IT band. It releases the hips a little bit more. So just decide what is best. It's in either an upright position for you today or coming forward. We've got 5 breaths. Same idea. Ground those sit bones down and then breathe and expand into that lower body. When you're ready, slowly coming up, make your way to a comfortable seat. I'm going to come to you to finish off this practice. So, to finish us out today, I invite you to bring the hands to the heart space and just gently soften the gaze, close down the eyes. For the next 3 breaths, we're going to take the arms up overhead and then bring them back to the heart space. But before we do it, just bringing a little bit of visualization to this. So as you inhale, imagining roots anchoring your hips down to the earth. As you exhale and you bring those hands to the heart space, imagine a golden string that lifts your head, that lifts your spine up towards the sky. So we've got this beautiful opposition of anchoring and lifting. 3 breaths together. Let's use an inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Second breath, ground and anchor down. Inhale. Lift and lengthen, exhale. Final breath on your own. When the hands are back at the heart space, just take a few more moments, softening the gaze, closing down the eyes, feeling that groundedness, but also that uplifted energy. Thank yourself for practicing today, for coming on the mat, for giving your body stretch and strength, and giving your mind some clarity. Namaste. Thank you very much for practicing today. I hope you enjoyed this free class. I'll be doing some more community classes here on YouTube. If you are looking for some classes, I've got some stuff here on the YouTube channel. Otherwise, you can head to emmahawthorne.com. I've got some free classes on there, including this style, which I call Infusion Flow, which is that beautiful blend of contemporary yoga dance. If you happen to be in the Gold Coast region, I do live classes up in Springbrook, and I have a few events happening. So be sure to get to emmahawthorne.com/events if you are around for any of these. Otherwise, have a beautiful day. Thank you for practicing, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.